Thanks for watching heretostay.tv. I'm Glenn Haussman, my new friend, Jean-Noel of Egencia. How are you, sir?
Very good, thank you.
So, we're here at the Business Travel Show London. There's a lot of big trends that are coming up, but I'm interested in what you think the corporate traveler is looking for. I feel like they've changed a lot in their needs and desires over the last few years.
Yeah, absolutely, you're 100% right. When you think of it, we're living in a world where people are used and educated every day by things like Gmail or Facebook or Amazon and things like this. And think at how people consume travel today in corporate travel. The whole technology is a bit clunky, whereas in your home, when you're using Gmail, you can, when you go to Gmail, let's take that as an example. Do you ever think I'm going to on the Gmail app, I'm going on the Gmail website? You don't think that. You just go to Gmail, to whatever device is the most convenient at this point in time. So I think the first trend I'm seeing, which is really totally there, it's people are expecting from corporate travel and corporate travel technology the same kind of experience, meaning multi-device, having your accounts, having your mail, your content, your payment system, irrespective of whatever device you're aiming to do. I think that's the major trend.
So it's all about me as a customer, how I want to do things, as opposed to fitting into your rules of doing things.
I would say not really. The first thing is, it's rather how are you used to consume technology in general, and how many things get easy for you, as opposed of you having to go through clunky corporate tools to operate. So there's that. And then I also agree, there's that trend of the millennials coming in, where you're having that element where people are more and more resenting everything related to mandates, resenting anything related to being forced to do something. However, also being responsible to do the right thing. They want to be empowered, given the right technology, the right tools, the right content, to do the right thing for the company.
So how does somebody like your company, Egencia, make sure that the travelers you're working with feel that they have control over the experience, yet the people paying the bills can also control the experience?
Yeah, that's a hard one. That's absolutely the hard one. As a provider in corporate travel services, we do have an advantage. We were born in the digital age. And I think that creates a unique setup where, one, on the front end, meaning the things that the travelers every day experience, we use the same techniques, the same UI fields and processes that you would see on Expedia or on hotel.com. So it's really familiar to them. So they have that seamless experience on any device. So that's one. The second thing is, when you're putting forward a very simple, easy to use device, then you can flow in policy, you can flow in process without this being a burden, but rather part of the right choice. So no one wants to make the wrong choice for your company. And if you're giving the reassurance, I'll give you one example.
Yes, please.
Instead of having a big red flag saying you're out of policy, bad. Instead we're saying this flight is out of policy because you're booking too near, and on that route you're supposed to take economy. Now you know you're doing the right thing. So you're not being threatened, you're just being explained, and you will make the right choice. And that's what we're counting on, and that's also why our adoption rates is amongst, if not the highest of the industry.
So that's interesting. So what you're trying to do is you make people feel more comfortable, push them in the right direction that follows their policies.
Yes, correct, absolutely.
So how are the travel managers that you deal with at the corporate level wanting to change the way that they please their employees? I mean, I see a lot of changes in that as well. In particular, with the way that people want to stay, more of a move to that apartment type of a living as opposed to traditional hotels.
Yeah, it's something where we are seeing a trend, definitely, where, again, I take my analogy of what you experience at life. In your personal life, you now have more options. Alternative lodging, you can have, if you're having an extended stay, you can say, hey, instead of having and living in a lifeless chain hotel, maybe it's nice to live like a local. So it might be interesting. So we are seeing more and more people, because they did that in their personal life, and they are ready to make the attempt into corporate travel. We already are seeing some sort of that on longer sort of stay, consultant going on a mission for a month or so, or someone going for a discovery trip before an expatriation, these kind of things. Now, the main issue I'm seeing today with alternative lodgings and apartment are things like duty of care. It's easy to have a phone number at reception for a hotel. Service apartment or an apartment, not really. Then you'll have things like check-in.
Yeah.
Easy, anytime you go in a hotel, you check in, you have to make an appointment into alternative lodging.
Right.
And not everyone is yet equipped with the electronic lock. And then there's the last thing, which is, it happened to me. After when you go and you rented an apartment, very often you have to pay a cleaning charge. You don't pay that in a cleaning charge. How would you expense a cleaning charge?
Right.
What category is that? So it's a bit complicated. Again, what I've seen is both, one of our competitors, which I won't name, and in our own business, HomeAway, we are working towards relieving these issues and making things better. We do expect that this category of lodging will grow. It will stay an alternative lodging.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what are you most excited about in terms of the future as technology really transforms every aspect of our lives?
I think the next big thing, we'll probably see some instances of that this year, and really reality coming in the future years. It's voice. Today, most of the interfaces for booking travel is still point and click and type origin, destination, etc. The reality is most people can type 40 words per minute.
Right.
You can speak 140 words per minute. Faster for Americans.
Yeah, I'm from New York. I speak 200 words a minute.
Exactly, you get that. And so it's so more easier.
Right.
And now you're having that core infrastructure and technology that's ready. You have Amazon, Apple, and all those guys starting to put in place the infrastructure and the technology. So that's a whole new world.
Are people ready for the voice technology?
It will take them to get used and acclimated to it in their personal life.
Yeah.
And then, as everything else I told you, it will spill at one point in time in corporate.
So you're finding that personal preferences and what we're used to at home drives the travel experience, as opposed to new things in the travel experience driving the way we do things in our lives.
Yes,
right.
Correct.
That makes a lot of sense. Any big observation from here at the Business Travel Show London?
It's an awesome show, and I hope you saw the big gold banners. Come to see us at our stand.
Yeah, absolutely. Jean-Noel, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Hey, for Jean-Noel and Glenn Haussman, thanks for watching Here to Stay TV.